But this could be what we've been waiting for. This could be the news that some of us have been waiting for and speculating on for a couple of years now. What's good, everybody? Mr. J here, and today is speculation day. Today we got some buzzworthy news from Chrysler that should be generating some excitement amongst the 300 gang, the 300 community. Shout out to everybody in the 300 gang, by the way. If you're new to the channel, my name is Mr. J. This is my 2013 Chrysler 300 SV8 Hellcat, man. If you love fast cars, if you love customizing your car, if you love doing it yourself, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned. Big things always gonna continue to happen here on Gotham Hemi. That is what we are all about. The 300 culture and customizing your car yourself. So stay tuned for future videos. But digging right into this juicy bit of news that we got from Chrysler today, we got two pieces of news. I'm treating them like two pieces of news, even though there's conjecture and speculation across all of it. And by the way, this is a speculation video. I do not have any inside track with FCA, Stellantis. I don't know anything. This is all in the hypothetical space. But this could be what we've been waiting for. This could be the news that some of us have been waiting for and speculating on for a couple of years now. So we got two announcements out of FCA today, and the reason why I say two announcements is because they were announced at two separate time junctures. One was the announcement that Chrysler is going to be issuing a special edition of the 300 in the 2023 year. And then some hours later, they did a separate social media post with the Chrysler emblem that says, "Bringing the power in 2023. Now, these could be one and the same, or they could be two separate things. I do believe that they're two separate deals. Reason being is because bringing the power in 2023, there's a lot of intrigue and obvious mystery behind that. It's not very transparent, whereas saying there's going to be a special edition model of the Chrysler 300 is very transparent. So I almost feel like there's a little conjecture at work here where they're trying to make us think that they're talking about something that is potentially different but could possibly be that special edition, in a way to hype up that special edition and then also throw you off the scent of something possibly new coming out. I do believe they're unrelated to each other, but only time will tell. Chrysler is going to talk about this on the 19th when they unveil the special edition 300. When they do that, we'll basically find out whether or not if that's what they meant by bringing the power in 2023. If they don't, we potentially have to wait a little bit longer to figure out what that whole post was about. But I'm gonna unload my thoughts on the subject matter here for you guys to digest. Let's get into it. We will be getting a special edition of the Chrysler 300 in 2023. Now, a lot of the speculation on this is going way through the roof because what do we know about 2023? It's going to be the last year of the V8 Hemi thing, unfortunately. So a lot of speculation is out there already about Chrysler's finally going to push out the Hellcat, or, you know, all kinds of stuff. Then they announced in a completely separate social media posting, it says, with the Chrysler badge, Chrysler is bringing the power in 2023. Now, this is where the speculation gets real heavy, because this is a very cryptic message, so to speak. This is a very cryptic announcement. It doesn't say anything. It's just created, it's just thrown out there for us to start buzzing about, and I'm gonna buzz about it. But as far as the rumors go, I've been seeing a lot of Hellcat, obviously, where they're talking about the SRT coming back, which to me is the more realistic of the two. I don't think that we should get our hopes up for a Hellcat. Now, if you are hoping got your hopes up for, I would say temper your expectations a little bit. You know, I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm just saying temper your expectations. Don't sell yourself out that there is going to be a Hellcat. As much as the next guy, I obviously want to see a Hellcat 300 as well, but it just doesn't speak to the brand. It doesn't speak to what Chrysler is. One of the biggest things about Chrysler and, you know, how people develop expectation with the 300 is that I feel like a lot of 300 drivers buy a 300 as a replacement to a Charger, and it's not. They're two separate cars with two separate audiences. I mean, you really have to disassociate and disenfranchise Chrysler from Dodge. I mean, when's the last time you watched a 300 commercial and heard them talk about the Hemi at any point in that commercial? You hardly ever do. Now, vice versa, you flip it to the Dodge side and you think about those Challenger and Charger and Durango commercials. How many times do they talk about the Hemi in that commercial? It's all over the place. This goes to show that the target audience for a Charger is completely different than the target audience of a 300. And I think that a lot of people who drive 300s want to treat a 300 like a Charger when it's not. It's a 300. It's a beautiful car in its own right, but we need to disenfranchise the association with Dodge. Dodge represents a younger market. It represents the largest foothold of V8s on the road. Chrysler is none of that. It really isn't none of that. So does it make a lot of sense for Chrysler to make a Hellcat engine for young drivers when their audience is not young drivers? Not really, not 100%. That's why it hasn't happened yet, and that's why I fail to think that it is going to happen next year. It just doesn't suit the brand very well. Now, I will be pleasantly surprised if it does happen. I won't expect it, but I will be pleasantly surprised if it does happen. That'll be a very welcome and pleasant surprise, but I wouldn't bet on it. I think the best that we could hope for this special edition 300 would maybe be an SRT. Because think about it, like I said, Dodge has the largest foothold of V8s on the road, period. They have more V8 engines than anybody. More Chargers and Challengers on the road have V8 engines. Chrysler 300 is the complete opposite, where they by and large left behind the V8 engine ever since 2012 when they stopped selling the SRT8 in America. They've been on a steady decline of pushing out the V8 engines. There are more V6 300s than there are V8 300s. So it's not like Chrysler is sitting on a surplus of V8 engines that they have 1 year to push out to everybody and sell the inventory on before they close up shop and lose all that money of parts just sitting around. That's the camp that Dodge is in. That's why Dodge is ramping it up, trying to push out the last bit of V8s for 2023, because they are sitting on that surplus. Chrysler is not. They don't have any reason to push out a whole lot of V8s. I said, their audience isn't targeted at V8 engines anyway. They're not targeted to sports vehicles. That's all Dodge. So stop relating Dodge to Chrysler. Temper those expectations. I think the best that we could hope for is probably the return of the SRT8 model in America. And even then, I believe that that's a stretch, because if we look at the history of special edition 300s, it is very lackluster. Most recently, we've had the Pacer edition, which is only sold in Australia, and it's nothing different than pinstriping and lettering on the car. And that's by and large what special editions of the 300 that have actually hit production and been available for sale have been is some fancy pinstriping, some colors, nothing done differently to the car itself. There's a Pacer edition, and further back we have the was it the Super Mopar or the D-Town? It was the D-Town Mopar edition, and you know, basically all that was again was just the same rim set, but you got a blue pinstripe around the rims, and then you have a side badge that said Mopar edition, as well as I think there's a badge on the interior of the car that says Mopar edition, and it lists your collector number. Very, very lackluster. The one and only special edition that actually I thought looked pretty cool never hit production. It was never released. I think it was the Super Mopar or the Super 8. I'm not sure which one, but that one actually had things that were different to it that made it, you know, a special edition commodity. So going with Chrysler's history of special editions, I can't get excited for it. And, you know, maybe this time around they, you know, pull a 360 and really deliver on something that is gonna garner a whole lot of interest from a different target audience, but I really, really doubt it, guys. And that is part of the reason why I think that the special edition 300 is a separate announcement from this "we're going to bring the power in 2023" announcement. I do believe they are separate. But regardless of whatever the announcement is, it is going to be unveiled on September 19th. That's going to be the special edition 300, and whatever this bringing the power for 2023 is going to be. Now, personally, I think that power is not a soliloquy for the V8 engine, even though we have that time marker of 2023 being the last year for the V8. I believe power in this circumstance is a soliloquy for EV. Thinking about Chrysler and the Chrysler brand and what they're obviously trying to do right now, they're really trying to rebuild or rebrand, reinvent the brand right now, because Chrysler is, you know, a staplehood name in the car community, a long-standing name in the car community, and you know, nobody wants to see it die, particularly not Chrysler, because you know, they're in the business of making money. But this name, the brand, has been whittled down in recent years to only 3 models for this brand. So Chrysler's in a particular situation where they are trying to reinvent the brand, or more accurately, what I think they're trying to do is not reinvent, because reinvent means new clientele, new customers. You don't necessarily want to do new customers. That's kind of risky business. I think they're trying to reinvigorate the market around Chrysler. We do know about the future of Chrysler is that by 2028, seems like the distant future, but in car years, that's pretty much right around the corner. By 2028, they are going to be 100% electric. By no means a daunting task, especially in car years when you consider the fact that they only have 3 vehicles in the entire lineup. Now, one of those vehicles is already electric, being the Pacifica. And by my understanding, the Pacifica and the Town & Country share a platform similar to a Charger and a 300. So the fact that they share the same platform and the fact that only one of them right now is electric is kind of a head scratcher. It kind of, to me, seems like that the Town & Country might be on the way out. Otherwise, you know, you already have the goal for EV in mind. Why wouldn't you at the same time release the EV for the Town & Country when you've already done it on the Pacifica? So to me, this spells the end of the Town & Country. We know that in 2025, the Airflow is going to be out. So that begs the question, what does that mean for 2023? And if you're thinking about reinvigorating the brand, you're bringing in the Airflow in 2025, which is a crossover vehicle. Crossover represents the younger driving market, so Chrysler obviously is trying to garner the attention of younger drivers continue the Pacifica line. It's already an EV. You're going to drop the town and country. Hypothetically, you're dropping the town and country, because what do we know Chrysler as today? It's for, you know, older drivers. It's not centered around younger drivers. It's not centric to younger drivers. You know, the 300 is often referred to as the old man car. And, you know, obviously a van is going to be geared towards middle-aged folks as well. So by and large, Chrysler right now is represented by an older driving body. Introducing the crossover, you start to rebrand by trying to garner in the attention of younger drivers. But to keep it from being a complete rebrand, you have to continue with what people already know. 300 is the closest thing that Chrysler has to a flagship, so to speak, for the Chrysler umbrella. You don't put a van out as your flagship. Have one of the last standing full-size sedans available in the American market as your flagship. So the big mystery for the past couple of years has been, will 300 make the cut to EV? Because we've been hearing rumors that the 300 line was going to stop. They're going to stop selling the 300. The death watch has been ongoing for 5-6 years. But I think the one thing that has kept the 300 going is that it would literally leave Chrysler with 2 vans on the lineup. Now, this is all speculative. Maybe the airflow coming spells the end of the Chrysler 300, but I don't believe that would be appropriate. I think that is more of a reinvention of a brand than reinvigorating the market of the brand. Reinvigorating the market into the brand is going to require your brand loyalists, the people who are currently in your lineup and like your lineup, and including new buyers. Continue reinvigorating the market by continuing the 300, a known staple in the car community, but reinvent it but completely redesign it as an electric vehicle. That will really get the market buzzing. That will keep the loyalists enthused, and you continue to go forward as a soft rebrand instead of a full-blown rebrand. Personally, like I said, I think power means EV, not necessarily engine as far as the 300 is concerned, but only time will tell. We will see how it all pans out. I'm going to unveil this announcement on the 19th of this month, in 2 weeks away now. So we don't have long to wait, but the 19th is the date for the special edition Chrysler 300. So if it does pan out that bringing power in 2023 is a separate announcement than the special edition 300, we might have longer to wait to see what the whole buzz is about bringing power in 2023. But like I said, I wouldn't get hopes up that it's going to be a Hellcat. As much as I would love it, the clientele, the marketing, everything is just different when the Chrysler 300. We stop thinking about the Charger as our brother with the same parents, and we started thinking about it as a cousin with, you know, the same family but separate parents with different goals in mind. But we'll see. We will definitely see. Like I said, the 19th is in 2 weeks. We really don't have long to wait. So hit me up in that comment section. Let me know what you guys think is coming. Is it going to be the Hellcat 300 that we've all been waiting for? Is it going to be finally the announcement that the 300 is going to be carried forward into the future as an electric vehicle? Or maybe it's going to be ready by 2023. That would be a cool feat, is if they've kept the 300, the EV 300 under wraps until the day that they unveil it. That would be a really good way to reinvigorate the market around the 300. That would be a pretty cool accomplishment, because it does say bringing the power in 2023, which does lend itself to whatever that they're talking about will be available next year. it would be the end of next year that this vehicle should be ready for purchase. But like I said, let me know what your speculations is. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your hopes going forward? Let me know too. Are you even interested in the electric 300? Would you like to see the 300 become an electric vehicle of the future, or would you rather see it die out with the V8, the last hurrah with all of the V8s? Personally, I would love to see it become an electric vehicle. I like the idea of being able to own the 3 generations of 300 that were available to me in my lifetime. That would be pretty cool, especially since I'm going to keep this one, you know, forever till my dying day. It would be nice to go electric with the 300, start that new venture with something that I already know and love. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. My name's Mr. J. That's going to put the wraps up on this one. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned. Big things always going to continue to happen here on Gotham Hemi. Like I said, I do have a video coming out on Dodge's unveiling of the Hornet and their Charger, of course. And I'm going to talk about, you know, in more detail what I believe that all of that press means for the future of the 300 and the potentiality of it going electric. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Mr. J, and this is Gotham Hemi, and we out.
There's a red coming to subscribe.